Hey, my church, Pastor Jim here, and we are starting a new mini series this weekend. I'm so excited. It's called UNFREEZE. 3 things God uses right now to heat up your faith. And if you've ever felt like you want to grow in your faith, that your faith's not where you want it to be or where it should be, this series is for you. You ready? Let's go. One of Jesus' most amazing skills was the art of invitation. And there's a story in the Bible where Jesus is walking along the sea one day called the Sea of Galilee, and he looks and he sees 2 brothers fishing offshore. And the 2 brothers' names were Andrew and Peter. And they would go on to be some of the most important people in the early church. That those 2 brothers would go and be some of the most influential people in the early church. But on that day, in that moment, they were just 2 Jewish guys out fishing. And Jesus calls to them from the shore. And he says, "Come, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." And the Bible says that immediately Peter and Andrew, they jump out of their boat and they leave their nets and they go and follow Jesus. Now, this was an invitation specific to Andrew and Peter. But let's apply it to ourselves. Jesus is inviting you today to come and follow him, to make you fishers of men. Follow me. It's a simple invitation, right? 2 words. But that day for Peter and Andrew, they heard those words and they decided that they were going to follow Jesus, and that meant that they were going to accept Jesus as the authority and the truth of their lives. And for you today, as a follower of Jesus, you are doing the same thing. You're accepting Jesus as the authority and truth of your life. But let's get real for a second, because maybe you have already learned this, maybe you're starting to learn this, maybe you're in the middle of learning this right now. But sooner or later, there's going to be times when you see that Jesus wants you to go somewhere, or following Jesus leads you to a place that you would not choose for yourself. And that Jesus tells you and me to handle certain situations, to think about things in a certain way that we wouldn't think about or choose to think about on our own. Or maybe we would totally just disagree with, right? On how to handle it. But here's the truth. Following Jesus means putting Jesus first in your life instead of ourselves. Now, I know people, and maybe you do too, and maybe this has been you, where you start to become a follower of Jesus and you almost expect that all the struggles, all the problems, all the worries in your life are going to go away. In fact, Jesus is going to make your life better. And then you quickly start to realize that that's not the case, because you still have the same problems. You still have the same struggles. And sometimes those struggles and those problems, they're amplified even more because now you're a follower of Jesus and you're trying to do things differently. But here's the thing. Jesus says, when you follow me, when you deny yourself and take up your cross and follow me, that he gives you some promises. He gives you the promise that he's never going to abandon you. The promise that he's always going to be there for you from here right now, tomorrow, and to the rest of eternity. And so following Jesus doesn't make your life better, but it makes you better at living life. And we can boil this all down to one word: obedience. Your obedience to following Jesus and to doing what he says to do in your life today. And so we're going to look at this word obedience in our small group. We're going to look at how God actually uses your obedience to draw you closer to him, to heat up your faith. So guys, let's get into it. Remember, I love you. So excited that you're a ministry partner here at my church. And let's go help all people encounter Jesus. See you soon.